Hey everyone, Josh here with Overland AZ. We're out in the garage today. It is finally starting to cool down a little bit here in the Phoenix Valley, and so we're tackling some projects that we've just been putting off through the summer heat. So today we're going to be restoring the headlights on our 2006 Land Rover LR3. These have definitely seen better days. You can see how faded and foggy they are, and there's some kits that you can buy online or at your local parts store that are just headlight restoration kits. They're super easy to use. I've used these on a number of other vehicles in the past, and they work really well. So I'll leave a link to this one in the description down below. You can pick this up on Amazon. Pretty affordable, and a couple hours worth of work and you'll get your headlights looking brand new. So let's get started. All right, so I have all the contents of the kit out here. You can see you get some masking tape. I personally think it's a lot easier to just take the headlights out when you do this. You can make a bit of a mess because you're wet sanding and polishing on the headlights. I like to take them out and we can just do this on the garage floor and clean up after. But if you're gonna do this on the vehicle, definitely use some masking tape to just protect the area around the headlights. You get a buffing pad, polishing compound, a couple different grits of sandpaper, and then a wheel for your drill that you'll basically just stick the sandpaper to, and we'll use our drill to just wet sand. And we're just gonna be cutting through with all three grits here and then finishing it off with a good polish. All right, so we got our drill set up here and we're gonna use 500 grit first. I think the kit comes with, let's see, 500, 800, and these are probably like 1500 or 2000, something like that. So we'll start off with the 500 first. Spray some soapy water on here. And go ahead and try to work out a pattern as you go through. And the point is, we're basically just going to be cutting a little bit deeper in each time we do this. One thing to remember is you want to keep this moving constantly and you want to make sure that it stays wet. Otherwise, it can be pretty easy to kind of burn into the plastic. And what we're really looking for here is pretty much just a uniform haze. So it's going to look a little bit worse than when we started. And the reason for that is because we're actually taking material off of the face of the headlight lens. So don't worry, it is going to look a little bit worse at this stage. Once we work up to some of the finer grit sandpaper, that's going to come back out and it's going to get clear again. But we basically just want to get a nice uniform clarity across this before we move up. That is looking pretty good. It is pretty well hazed all throughout the whole headlight. It all looks roughly about the same, which is good. That's what we want. That just tells me that once we get down to the final steps, it's all gonna look even, and so you're not gonna have these little patches of some spots that look better than others. So I'm happy with this. We will move on to 800 grit. One thing to mention, this makes a huge mess. Obviously you're spinning this thing pretty quickly with some soapy water. So if you're working on a workstation like this, lay something down, plan on getting spots all over whatever you have in the background and on you, and just be prepared to clean up a little bit. All right, a couple passes with the 800 grit. Let's see how that's looking. Not too bad. This is really looking pretty even. So again, at this point, it still doesn't look awesome, right? Like it still looks like we made it worse, but I promise it will continue to get better. The heaviest grit sandpaper you have, that's where you really want to cut through all that stuff. And then the rest, you're just going to be working it up to a good finish. So happy with how this is going. We'll switch one more 800 pad on here and do this one more time, and then we'll step up again. All right, so we are ready to move on to our polishing compound now. We'll get this last sanding pad off, and I double checked the packaging. This is a 3000 grit, so I think I said like 1500 or 2000 at the beginning. It's a 3000 grit is your final one. You can see it's still hazy, but we have a nice uniform finish here. Feels extremely smooth. And so we'll take our buffing pad. We don't need a lot of polishing compound, just enough to keep this thing from getting dry. So put some on there. And then before you turn this on, if I were to turn the drill on right now, this would just splatter everywhere. So go ahead and just take it and spread a little bit out on the headlight. Now we don't want to run that dry, so put a little bit more compound on there. Got to make sure we save enough for the other headlight. Spread that a little bit. There we go. Let's go ahead and wipe this clean. Might still have to do a couple more passes with the compound. That's okay if we do, but we'll see how that looks. Whole lot better, way better than when we started this. So yeah, I'm gonna do a few more passes with some more polishing compound, get this thing real nice and shined up. We'll get the other headlight up here so we can see the before and after. So here's the other headlamp. This is what this one started out looking like. Tons of just fading and fogging on this. Looks pretty bad. And here is our restored headlight. So it took me all of about half an hour probably to get all of this down to this condition right here. I could probably keep buffing and get it even a little bit better, but really it's super clear. It looks almost brand new. I'm content with where this is at. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this one up. We'll get these installed back in the vehicle. We'll call this project completed. One other thing to consider that I didn't mention yet. So one way that you can keep this look lasting even longer, especially if you're somewhere where you're parking the vehicle outside and it's really sunny here in Arizona, you can actually get a clear coat and just spray aerosol clear coat to this, and that will just help seal in and kind of protect this finish, protect it from the sun and elements a little bit better. So I will probably pick some up, and when I finish cleaning these up a little bit more and I get this one done, I'll probably do a few passes with some clear coat on it. But otherwise, hope this video helped you guys out. If you have any questions on this process or anything that you saw today, feel free to leave a comment down below. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you on the trail.